We are 5 years away from entering the 21st century. Humankind stands on the edge of the interactive age. You have come a long way. But are you ready for the future?
Introducing Sega Saturn. Aww. Hit it. Sega's next-generation gaming platform. Revolutionary sports and arcade gameplay. All with amazing new 3D experiences never before possible on home game systems. Wow.
Sega Saturn. It's how you play the game.
What's happening?
Sega Saturn. Go farther than you have ever gone before. Sega Saturn. Play your games in the 21st century and leave the rest of the world behind.
Boy, is that nightmare to watch. Okay. All right, today we're talking about the Sega Saturn. We're going to go down to this one. This took a while for me to get ready. And finally, when I got it running properly, oh man, we got a storm for you today. Okay, so Sega Saturn came out in May 11th, 1995. I thought it was later than that. I thought it was like May 29th. Anyway, so this was Sega's next big console after the Genesis. We're going to do that eventually, and I'm going to do the add-ons also. I got things set up, I just got to, plan it out. The Sega Saturn was Sega's not first 32-bit console, but first 32 dedicated console, okay? This console was a monster of a piece of hardware, okay? They said 8 processing units in there, and that's a little bit off. It's actually 2 giant 32-bit processors, one for 2D games, one for 3D games. Here's the thing. This console was designed to be a 2D monster because fighting games were big at the time, and so were JRPGs. And most of those were still 2D at the time. There weren't really many 3D ones yet. Yeah, we had Virtua Fighter, then Tekken came out that year, and we had a few other ones showing up, but it was more 2D stuff. So they wanted to make a major 2D monster powerhouse. Well, the thing was, 3D games were starting to come out. Sega did have some 3D arcade games, and they were like, maybe we could do 3D with this as well. Hey, thanks, man. So here's where it gets fucked up. So the console was never supposed to come to the US. It was only supposed to be in Japan because of the way they were designing it. And we were actually supposed to get the 32X as a standalone console here in the US. It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be this one. It was supposed to get a different one. Well, for whatever reason, the heads of Sega Japan, which were off the rails, by the way, they were way out of touch. They wanted to stick a 32-bit 3D processor in this thing when the console wasn't even designed for it. So it was a bitch and a half to program games for this thing. And you want to know why they did that? I'm not kidding. This is an exact quote from the head of Sega Japan. They were scared of the Atari Jaguar. That's an actual quote. How out of touch do you have to be scared of a dead console that came out 2 years prior? I'm not kidding. And yes, the Jaguar was dead by early 1994. In Japan, this came out in November of 1994. That console was dead. No one was buying it. No one was playing it. So if he's scared of that shit, let you know how out of touch they actually were. But the reality of the whole thing was that when this came out in Japan, the PlayStation came out literally like the following month in Japan in 1994. So in 95, this was supposed to be out in September of 1995 here in the US. It was like September like 11th or something like that. They pushed it all the way to May 11th. And keep in mind, this came out of nowhere. Okay, we knew it was coming out. And, shut up. And, you know, so people were like, okay, when's it coming out? And at E3 1995, the head of Sega went up and said, Sega America, and says, oh yeah, the console's going to be available tomorrow. Get yours today, or pre-order today and get it tomorrow. The only problem was they did not have any units ready. They think they had like 100,000 units. That's it. And that was it for the summer. There was nothing else available. And at launch, they only had 4 games. It says 6 online, 4 were available at launch, 2 more came out over the summer. The thing was, the summer was the launch. They had nothing available. The console sold out immediately. No one could get their hands on one. No one could get their hands on any new games. Nothing was coming out. Everything was set up for September. So, because of that, it really got hit hard. Then the PlayStation got shown off literally in September that year. Finally, when the demo units started showing up for the Saturn, they had no demo units. Another reason why it didn't sell well also afterwards. The PlayStation got shown off. It beat the shit out of it. Keep in mind, you know also why this console died? This console was $400 at launch. $400. That's 1995 money. By today, it's probably $1,000. PlayStation was $300. In fact, there's a famous quote from Sony, basically going up and saying, oh, well, you know, no, they didn't say anything, actually. What happened was Sega went in and they made the presentation about the Sega Saturn and all that. They had a long presentation about it and everything. And keep in mind, there was no separate booth back then. It was all one stage at E3. So one company would go up, say their thing, and the next company would go up and say their thing, and so on and so forth. So Sega did their whole presentation, said $499. No, it was $399 at launch, and get yours tomorrow. No joke, the head of Sony of America walked up on stage, put his paper down, lifted the mic and said, $299. Got up and walked off. Indicating that they beat the Saturn by $100. And you know what? This was Sega. Sega was all over the place at the time. They just had no idea what the hell they were doing. They really had no idea. I mean, we were supposed to get the 32X as a standalone console at that time. That was going to be our 32-bit console because they wanted to stick with cartridges because they were, you know, they were a little bit easier to use, no load times. Plus, the arcade games at the time were not that big in size. Arcade games were pretty small in size. So they were thinking about going with that right here in the U.S. first. But I know where Sega said, no, we're bringing this to both. And it was the biggest mistake they ever made. It only sold just over 9 million units. 7 million of those were in Japan. Only 2 million here sold in the U.S., I believe, as far as I know. If that. So it died a pretty horrible death. Now, we're going to play some games here in a minute. Now, I'm going to talk about the controller here real quick because I managed to get my hands on one. You can barely see because of the lighting. So, this is what the controller was. Okay, it's a Sega Saturn. It's a 6-button controller with 2 Eleanor buttons and all that. The D-pad is really nice. I'll be honest with you, like, I didn't fully understand the Saturn until I got my hands on this controller. Now I know why the people love it. It may have only had a handful of fans, but they love this console to death. And it still has a very steady fan base this day. And they defend it to no end. And by the way, this is actually a retro bit controller. It's a reproduction, but it is licensed by Sega. So this is actually their molds. And honestly, after playing with it, it's a good controller. Like, seriously, I started setting up a bunch of emulators with this thing. And I was like, and fighting games are great with this thing. It's so much fun. Okay, so that's the whole history on the Sega Saturn, what it was like. Now we're going to get to the games. Okay, we're going to play some games here today. We're going to have some fun with this. We're going to go over some of the launch titles. I don't know if I'll go over all of them. We'll just go over some of them. And just give you an idea of what the console was like. Go ahead and get this started. So I thought we'd start with the packing game, Virtua Fighter. Oh, man. Okay, this game came with the Sega Saturn at launch, so let's give you one game. Yeah, the load times.
One. Ready, go! Ring out!
Oh!
Fight 2. Ready, go!
Oh, that's okay. Got the control all screwed up. Ah! I think I will get by this block. There we go.
Fight 3. Ready, go! Excellent! Fight 1. Ready, go! KO! Fight 2. Ready, go! KO! Fight 1. Ready, go! KO!
Oh, plays good.
Fight 2. Ready, go! KO! Fight 1. Ready, go!
Oh. Okay.
Excellent! Fight 2. Ready, go! KO!
Ah. Yeah, we're not going to continue.
Game over.
I played the arcade version. It's close. It's not 1-to-1, but it's close. That was good. Okay. So that was the pack-in game. Not bad. You know, not as good as the arcade version, but it's close. Give him a little bit of credit. Okay, so let's try something different. Let's try... Clockwork Knight was another launch title. Let's try that one.
Wake up, kids are sleeping off, cause they won't hear us time. Oh, all night fun has just begun. Everyone, hurry up!
It's a special
I think it's safe to say that 90s gaming was really weird. And I know because I lived through that.
Let's be happy, clap your hand and smile. We don't know how. So the kids are sleeping off, cause they won't hear us time. Oh, all night fun has just begun. Everyone,
Okay, I'll save you the headache. Look at another game. All right, let's try it out. Maybe the gameplay's better. Get the seat for creativity. By the way, we got no Sonic the Hedgehog for launch of this console. We got this instead. Okay, we'll stop it there. Hang on. We'll stop that there. I'm sure it's a good game, but goddamn, it's hard to sit through. All right, let's see another one. Pebble Beach Golf was another launch title. We could try that out. Again, this is the launch, okay? Oh, there we go. So far, the pack-in game was definitely the killer app. Yeah, also, sports games were big at the time for some people, and that apparently was a good chunk of Sega's fan base, which is why there's so many sports titles. I like to remind everyone that because of how poorly this launch was handled, EA ditched Sega at that time. So there's no EA Electronic Arts games anywhere on this console or the Dreamcast. Okay, I guess we're done Pebble Beach Golf. Yeah, get used to the load times, by the way. This one doesn't even say loading half the time, it just freezes. Start again. Let's try quick. Yeah, see, it doesn't even say loading. You just see this.
I'm Craig Stadler. It's a great day for golf, and there's no place like Pebble Beach.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, the pauses are the part that like throws you off. It's like, at least say now loading or something.
73 yards. Middle tees, 338 yards.
First hole at Pebble Beach is a short but relatively difficult par 4. It's a must to get the ball in the fairway, which usually can take a long iron or a 3-wood. If you're in the rough, it's impossible to get the ball in the green on your second shot. You have a bunker in the front left and a deep bunker on the right, which you must avoid. So take the 3-wood, drive the ball in the fairway, medium iron to the green, a couple putts for par, maybe a good chance for a birdie.
These guys were scared of the fucking Jaguar. They were scared of that shit. That's why this is the way it is. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm going against Craig. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You probably whoop my ass in no time. Oh, and some other people. Shit. I'll stop it there. You want to play a better golf game? Go play Neo Turf matches on Neo Geo. Way better than this. It's way better. All right. That's it for that. All right, we're good on that. All right. These next two, I don't know which one was at launch or not. We're going to try Panzer Dragoon. That was labeled as a launch title. I think it came out later that summer, but this was labeled as a launch title. Let's try this one. I played the HD version of this on stream, but this is the original. That's a good start. Let's read shit. Long ass opening cutscene, Jesus.
esquisse.
Well, now the game starts. That was a long cutscene, Jesus. Let's go ahead and start this. Alright, here we go. Oh, we already saw that. Here we go. Episode 1. This is another killer app for the console. Ah, well. Now we had our fun. Well, that's Panzer Dragoon. Another good game. A little tough, but hey, you know. Okay, so that was Panzer Dragoon. So the next one, I don't remember if it was a launch title or not. I know it came out around launch. I know that. And that's Daytona USA. Let's try that out. Oh, wait, I know the frame rate doesn't look all that good in the games, but the controls are solid. You know, it's why I always say frame rate doesn't mean shit. It depends how your game controls. All right, let's go. Arcade mode, let's go.
Please select a race course. Beginner. Please choose manual or automatic transmission.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Again with those load times.
You placed 13th.
It might not look it, but the game control is great. I'm just screwing up, that's all. It actually controls really good. Try another track.
Now list your name with the other champion.
Yeah, we'll do one more track. That was a little on the short side.
Please select a race course. or automatic transmission?
Now, it controls really, really good. I'm not making that up. It actually does control good. It just gets a little getting used to, but once you got it, you're down.
3, 2, 1, go! And they're underway.
You can take it. You can take it. Time extended. Right. Your time has been extended. Time extended. You can take it. Time extended. Right. Your time has been extended. Time extended. You're looking good. Time extended. Careful, you'll melt the tire. Time extended. Terrific. Another time extension. Time extended. Magical seat on the car. Time extended. Careful, you'll melt the tires.
The white flag is out. This is the final lap.
Time extended.
You're looking good. Magical seat on the car.
Time extended.
Check your position. Magical seat on the car.
That's me screwing up. Oh well.
Congratulations.
Take some practice. But no, it controls good. I'm not kidding. It actually controls good. You don't believe me? Try it out yourself. You'd be surprised.
Now list your name with the other champions.
I didn't even say another supposed launch title, supposedly. Okay. That was pretty good. I'll be fair. Not as good as the arcade version. I've got the arcade version. I played that numerous times. I've got the Dreamcast version. I've even got the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions. I got those too also. But they actually made another version of the game for the console. Nintendo USA Championship Circuit Edition. Let's try that out. My throat's a little gummed up, by the way. Sorry. Yeah, Sega was all in on sports at this time. Apparently that was the biggest selling point, supposedly. Soundtrack's a little better. Not bad. That's what it's like. We'll go arcade mode. We got 5 tracks. Okay. First one. 8 cars to pick from. Definitely an upgrade.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Okay, so it's got a higher frame rate. That's one thing.
3, 2, 1, and they're underway.
But it looks slower. Yeah, that's not 170 miles an hour. Okay, I can see why it's got a higher frame rate now. Yeah, it might have more content, but it's not as good as the last one. What's funny is I actually had this on PC. I played it for 5 minutes. I didn't touch it again. Even the controls don't feel as good. The last one, a little more practice, I'll get that down, no problem. This.
White flag is out. This is the final lap.
You can take it. Check your position.
It might have a higher frame rate, but nah.
You placed 4th.
Like I said, I had this on PC also, and it wasn't that good on there either.
Now list your name with the other champion.
Yeah, not as good. No, we're not watching the replay. We're not ever going to play another round. We're done. Long story short, either get the original on this, or go get the Dreamcast version, or better yet, get the Xbox 360 version. All right, we're done with that one. I'm not going to bore you with that. So let's change it up. Let's try something different. Let's try. We'll do Virtual Cop. Get some light gun games in here. I could do it with the mouse, but I don't want to do it with the mouse. Use the controller, like we should. Oh wow, it says loading. Maybe I learned something from all the other games, but it didn't say shit. Do arcade. The only problem with it is that you got to mash the reload button to reload for some reason. I don't know why. Probably to like get the difficulty right or something. Try one more. Hey. Reload. Having to mash the reload button, man. Reload. Yeah, we're good. You gotta really mash the reload. You can't push it once. You gotta push it 2 or 3 times for it to reload. Jesus. If it hadn't been for that, I would definitely rate it higher. Yeah, we're good. All right, so that was Virtual Cop. It would have been better if you had to mash the button for it. It would have been a lot better. Let's try something different. Let's try House of the Dead. Maybe that's better. In the arcade mode. Again, those low times, the only thing that really hurts this thing, like, they don't mask it very well. PlayStation did. They would say now loading almost every single game you play. This one, well, you gotta wait.
Oh no!
Yeah, this one's just one push. Yeah, you got one push on the button.
Inside, save them.
So far, it plays better.
Help! Oh no!
Ah, shit.
Sophie?
Ah, shit.
Logan, it's you!
Sophie!
No! 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 Ow!
And it looks worse, but it plays better.
This is terrible.
Well, now it says loading.
Oh no!
Yeah, we're good. It's better than Virtual Cop. It plays better. It looks worse, but it plays better. That's the way I could put it. And that's where we died. Oh well. Yeah, we have fun with that. Okay, so it's Virtual Cop, not a bad game. Let's try. You know what? We'll play the only exclusive Sonic game to this console. The only one. The only other one exclusive to this thing was Sonic Jam, but that was just a compilation of all the old Sonic games in the Genesis. So we'll play the one exclusive game, even though it came out on PC 2 years later. Just show how bad this console was selling. Because they had to put games from here on PC to make up the money. That's how bad it was selling. All right, the one exclusive Sonic game, is it any good? That's the question. Because we didn't get one at launch. This isn't going to be good, is it? Oh, it's a racing game. It looks like shit. Let's try it. You're kidding, right?
Can you see the sun shining on me? It makes me feel so alive. It makes me want to survive. And the sky, it makes me feel so high. The bad times pass me by. It's gonna be a brighter day. Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up the day? Don't you feel that sometimes we just need to run
How did we go from like the awesome games of the Genesis to this? Oh, it controls bad. It controls fucking bad. I'm not doing this shit on purpose. It's doing it by itself. Don't believe me? Get a copy of it.
It makes me feel brand new when you're here. I wish you were always near. 'Cause everything's so clear. Today, it's gonna be a brighter
Okay, that's no. No, we're done. We're done with that. No. How did we get the awesome shit from the Genesis to that? How the fuck? What the fuck? Let's play a fighting game. I want to beat something up. We'll play Night Warriors. Yeah. You can see why the console didn't sell shit. You can see why. Alright, to be fair, the console was designed for fighting games and arcade games. That's what it was designed for. That's why it is the way it is. So we'll see how this plays out. This is Darkstalkers 2, basically. It was called the Night Warriors for some reason. I don't know why. It was exclusive to this console and arcade. That was it. So far, it's Darkstalkers 1. Just like enhanced. This is the Darkstalkers 1 intro. Oh. They just did a title swap like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Let's see how it holds up. Be a good game. I played the remastered version. I played that one. That one's pretty good. Oh, yeah, I gotta push start. I forgot. Let's go for it. Normal. My girl, let's go. The 6-button controller, the fighting games is really awesome. This is also old school fighting game AI, which is cheap as shit, so you gotta play cheap. Noticing also in the background is a lot of animation. You don't get this on the PlayStation. You might get some animation in the background, but not this much. That's where this console really excelled at, was 2D stuff. This thing was a powerhouse. I mean, it's almost as good as the Neo Geo. That's what they were aiming for. I'm not kidding. This controller's awesome. Makes fighting games way more fun. You never know until you try it. Once you try it, you'll be like, oh shit. Sega knew what they were doing control-wise. They knew what they were doing. Oh, you look. That's like round 4 or 5, you start, the AI starts to get cheap. There's a certain pattern every character you gotta play against, by the way. Capcom, arguably the best with AI, but it was still cheap as hell. Because again, it was designed to take your money in arcades. People wanted the exact same version for home, so they said, okay, here's the same version for the home. Yeah, again, there's a lot more stuff going on in the background because of all that extra power this console had. This isn't even the high point. You know what? We'll stop it here. We got a few more games we got to go over. Just wanted to show you, yeah, because I don't want this to take all day. So it's Night Warriors. Let's do another game. Nights into Dreams. This is another exclusive game. It was also a killer app. Let's try this one out. There's also a remaster of this too bouncing around, so you can want to check that out as well. It's not bad. Didn't take as long as Panzer Dragoon. That's for sure. Let's do a new game. I'm called 716. Do the guy route. I think we've seen enough. Thumb's killing me. You really got it. They made a 3D like analog controller for this game to make it easier to play, I guess. Yeah, good game. Don't get me wrong, but oh man, it hurts. Let's try a few more, and then we'll call it here. Let's try Virtua Racing. Let's give that a shot. A lot of racing games on this thing, but you know, and fighting games because again, it was designed to bring arcade games home. So Virtua Racing was a 32-bit game in the arcade. So it was a 32-bit console, so it should be good on this, right? Right? Well, Time Warner Interactive made this one. Last I checked, they didn't have a good track record. I'll do the arcade mode. This game has like 9 or 10 tracks in it, compared to the original, which only had 3 tracks. But we'll just do the arcade mode. Oh, you gotta push the C button to accept stuff. That's weird. Should it be the A button?
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah, it doesn't control very well. Maybe just a little bit. Also, the sound effects are terrible. Like, I played the 32X version, that was better. The CD soundtrack doesn't help either. I mean, the original soundtrack was in MIDI. Why not do that? Put those on here. The frame rate's all over the place too. Like, it's not a constant 60 you think it would be. It would have been fine if it was 30. Why don't they just do that instead of making it like this? Yeah, it doesn't control very well, to be honest with you. It's okay. Yeah, it really doesn't control very well. I'm not gonna lie. 4 laps? Not 5? The PS2 version had 4 laps, but that was a remake completely. They built that from the ground up for that. Let's try one more. It's got additional tracks in it. Let's try one of those. Let's try one of the additional tracks. Let's see how those fare. It's also, we got 5 cars. We got the F1, we got the go-kart, we got the Porsche, the classic F1, or the prototype. We'll do the prototype. So we got that. Super Speedway, Big Forest, Alpine, Bay Bridge, Super Speedway again, Diablo Canyon, Acropolis, Metropolis, Pacific Coast, Amazon. We'll do Amazon. We'll just do one more. I know it's mostly racing games I do on here, but that's the games I enjoy the most. And again, I'm trying to go with what I have here. It did have RPGs on it, but I have no idea how those play. I'm not the biggest RPG fan either. Because again, the console was marketed for arcade gaming. Oh, I think we're doing time trials. Oh well. I mean, it gives you more content than the 32X version and the arcade version, to be fair. And it has a full Grand Prix mode, which some people praise, but most people hate this version. Because it could have been a lot better. If the Sonic game was actually a Sonic game and not a racing game, I think the numbers would have been lower for the racing games. Because I'm trying to find the best I can for this thing. It's part of the problem. Because there are some good RPGs for it. I think Shining Force 3 was the best one, but I don't have it, unfortunately. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't want this retrospective to go for too long. PlayStation was the longest. I think that was almost 3 hours I did that one for, so. Alright, well, we played Virtual. It's not that great. We're not going to sit through that. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you know what? We'll do one more. We'll do 2 more games to finish this off. We'll do Die Hard Arcade. Let's try that out. And yes, this is based on the film franchise. Sega got the rights for arcade games. So let's see how this fares. It's kind of a beat 'em up for what I've seen. Let's give it a shot. Oh, it says loading. Oh, wow. Really? Just a JPEG? PlayStation wouldn't have the actual animation logo. This is just a JPEG. Alright, here we go. Die Hard Arcade. That does not look like John McClane. Let's go. Hey, John McClane didn't have a partner in the movie. What the fuck is this? Oh God. Fuck. This is... This is Die Hard. What the fuck? Hey. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. What the fuck? I've watched Die Hard. This is not Die Hard. I've also watched Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, and Die Hard 4. I stopped there. I didn't go to 5. QuickTime events? That's it? One button? Oh, we'll do one more round. Let's see what the... Oh, great. Fancy guy with the boombox. What? Sega, what the fuck? No, I'm not continuing. Get that counter down. We're done. That's it. It was bad. I'm not even going to argue it. It was bad. No, we're not watching that again. All right. Okay. We saw a lot. But there's one thing this console did really good was the 2D stuff. The Japanese version of the console was better because in Japan, the console could do a lot, but needed more RAM to do it. So what they did in Japan was these little RAM cards that were stuck in the back. Some games came with them, some did not. There were basically two cards. There was a 1 megabyte card, and there was a 4 megabyte card. Now, the 1 megabyte card upgraded the RAM from 2 megs to a 3. The 4 upgraded from 2 to 6. And that 6 megabytes of RAM did a huge difference. Like, it offered more animations, it offered more background stuff, and it made the games load up like that, like way faster, even with the CD technology. I'm going to play one of them here. This was the biggest one they used the most. This is X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Again, this is the Japanese version. This is the one that uses the extra features. You thought the logo's different. Again, this used the full potential of the console. This is how you saw how good it actually was. Yeah, you can see it's in Japanese.
Optic flash.
versus Street Fighter!
Alright, here we go.
This is X-Men versus Street Fighter!
Come on, mon ami.
Normal.
Yes.
Sure, the turbo, but we'll do normal.
Ready.
Come on, mon ami.
Fight!
Agent Slash.
Team Flight. Optic Flash.
Good.
See ya.
Optic Blast. Optic Blast. Hadouken! Tatsumaki Senpou Desu! Hadouken Senpou Desu! Tatsumaki Senpou Desu! Hadouken! Shinku! Hadouken!
Oh!
Hadouken!
Come on.
Hadouken! Shoryuken! Hadouken! 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 Royal Clash!
KO!
See ya, mon cher.
There we go.
Fini.
I'm gonna put on turbo. Hang on a second. Can I quit the match? Let me put on turbo so you can see how fast this thing actually gets. With the animations in the background and everything.
Ready.
Come on, mon ami.
Fight!
Can I? Yeah, let's quit. Put on turbo mode.
Come on, mon ami.
I did it!
It's more animations in the background. This is what the RAM card did. It just gave you that much more.
Ready.
Come on, mon ami.
Fight!
Charging. Kinetic card. Kinetic card.
Here you go!
Charging.
Ah, shit. Ah.
See ya.
Oh, shit. Oops. Jumping accidentally.
Here you go!
Good. Good.
Get ready!
Good.
Come on. Agent Slash.
Win!
That was sloppy, I'll be fair. Yeah, you can see. Hopefully get another stage with more stuff going in the background. Let's try this one. It smooths the animations out so it looks way closer to the arcade. And you get a lot more stuff going on in the background. That's what the RAM card actually did. Because if you play the PlayStation version of this, it's fine, but it's not close enough.
Charging. Double kill. Inferno. Trick card. See you. Young up fire. Young up fire. Hadouken. Young up fire. Young up fire. Young up fire. Young up fire. Hadouken. Young up fire. Young up fire. Young up fire.
Wow.
Young up. Young up. Young up. Hadouken. Young up. Young up. Young up. Young up fire.
Ah! Walked right into that one.
Inferno. Kinetic car. Young up. Young Trick card. Trick card.
Ah. Alright. Well, you can see what I mean. Added way more animation, way more stuff going on. We're good on that. So you see what I mean, hopefully. Like, you can see there's way more stuff going on in the background. All right. So that was the Sega Saturn. Okay. It failed, obviously, because there just wasn't enough support for the console. It was a pain in the ass to develop for. That was another problem with it. When they stuck the extra chip in there, messed everything up. Same with them with the Jaguar, the PlayStation 3, and even the PlayStation 2 in some cases. So, yeah, there's a reason why it bombed. But fans, they stand by it. Even Max, who's a competitive fighting game player, he loves his Saturn. He still has it. So he still plays it very well. Again, this controller is really, really nice. You can get them on Amazon for $20. This is the USB version, which works on your PC. I swear to God, it feels great. I just suck at Xbox versus Street Fighter. So the console's great, but now how do you play this stuff? That's the question. Well, if you want to get a Sega Saturn right now, like the Japanese console goes for around $100, maybe more than that, depending on the condition it is. The American versions, the cheapest one I could find was $180. They are not cheap. They are expensive. Try and get your hands on one. And that's not even the beginning of it. The games are even more expensive. Like Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is arguably the best game on the system. Last I heard, that game goes for $400. And that was back in, I think, 2014. It's probably higher than that by now. And the other games on there, it just gets harder to find them. The Japanese games are easier to get, but they're still expensive. You know, that's the reason why if you go to a Saturn person, half the collection is Japanese games because it's the only way they get their hands on that stuff. And even then, like, there's no translations. Most of it you can't even read. The audio is in Japanese, so you can't even tell what's being said and all that. So it's still a pain in the neck. Emulation-wise, it's a little bit easier, to be fair, as I will show you here. So RetroArch has cores for it, and they have one that runs really, really good. If you try to get emulators by themselves, they don't work as well. I tried Yabaus. That was most popular for a while. Half the shit works on it, half of it doesn't. Daytona USA doesn't run at all. If it does, there's no audio whatsoever. Virtual Racing ran, but not well. Also, it's not optimized very well. You can't get full screen out of it very easily. It fucks with your desktop. It's not very good. There's some other ones that are out there that also suck. I'm not even going to go into all of it. They're just not very good emulators. One is very good, and RetroArch has it. So if you go into RetroArch, it's called Beetle Saturn. Whoops. Okay, it's right below the thing. That's the best emulator for Saturn. That's what I ran everything on. Everything ran, I threw at it, both American and Japanese. And it's easy to set up. All you need is the BIOS files. And you got to look online to find out what they are. Make sure you look up, just type in RetroArch Sega Saturn setup, and they'll give you a list of what you got to do to set it up properly. You only need 2 BIOS files. One, which is the American one for your American games, and another one for the Japanese ones. And they will run just fine. It's got all the features in there. Okay. And the other problem is the games don't always show up. Okay, like this isn't all of them. Some of them don't even show up in the list, so you have to like find them, and then you got to make a favor. So this is what I did to get all of them on here. I'm missing 1 or 2 that I have in here. In terms of the games, just go type in Sega Saturn redump. Go to archive.org. Get your games there. Archive.org is the one place I recommend, even though they're a little bit of problems right now with certain books on there. Hopefully they win that lawsuit and they get past that. Because archive.org is the best place to get your stuff. Okay? Get your ROMs there or your ISO files. Get them there. Don't go anywhere else. Just go there and get them safely. Okay? And they'll run. Okay? The only problem is you got to go to load content to find most of them. And then you got to go to your ROMs folder, wherever it is. And then when you go to these files to run them, you got to go to the Q file for it to run. Okay, you can't go to the bin files. They won't do shit. You got to go to the Q file. That loads it up and it'll work fine. Okay, as I'll show right here was Daytona USA. You still got to find the actual emulator core, Beetle Saturn, launch it, and bingo. And they'll load like they're supposed to. Okay. This is why emulation gets a huge rap, because some of these games are fucking expensive. So you're better off just going to emulation and just doing it that way. This is why emulation exists, because this way you can get these games without paying literally out the ass to get these games. They are expensive. Even this one is, I think, at least $50, maybe $100. So you know, that's why I go for emulation nowadays. Just getting this stuff for real is just a bitch and a half. Unless you already have it and got it for a good deal, no fucking way. Okay,